How's it going? I haven't made a YouTube video in like 6 months, 8 months, something like that. But a lot has changed. Quit my old job, got a new car. So I sold my Miata. I don't know if you watch any of the other videos that are up here. I have a Miata, but sold it. Bought this '83 limited edition RX-7. Had it for about, I think, 6 or 7 months now. It's filthy, so I'm about to wash it because it hasn't been washed in forever. But it's just primered, so whatever. Doesn't really matter all that much. 130,000 miles, 12A, carbureted, 5-speed. Filthy, but you know, it's part of the video, cleaning it. Still has the pull choke, factory Nicky carb. This seat is from a Porsche 944 NA. Momo Prototipo wheel. Everything else in here is original, minus the radio, which I need to center. Train just went by. But anyways, the radio I need to put back in here and put the cover back on, and I'm going to make some block off plates for these today as well. The shift knob I just made the other day. Feels great, weighs next to nothing. Cup holder is from a Miata, JB welded onto the original center console from the car. This is my old shift knob. As you can tell, it's really heavy, top heavy, and it, you know, over time it was just wearing on my transmission. You could feel it. So my dash is completely wrecked. I found a dash cover for $135 shipped to my front door. It's black, but you know, it's gonna go with the rest of the interior once I'm done. It's gonna be like a maroon and black combo. So the top is going to be black. The bottom is pretty good. I just need to re-glue that there, but the rest of it is in great shape. The carpet has seen better days. The door cards are okay. But then in the back here, we've got I took out the cubbies just to make room. I put in an amp and a 12-inch kicker sub with ported box. This is part of the louvers that I had on the car, which I'm probably going to be putting on after my car is clean. Hurricane Irma came through Florida and completely wrecked my louvers, ripped them off the car and everything, and put these 2 gnarly dents and scratches in the paint, which was not ideal. This is the remainder of the tape that I used to seal up my sunroof during the storm, which was a shitty idea in hindsight, because now I'm just dealing with the aftermath of that. Luckily it's got power latch for the rear, so I can open this up. The whole car was dynamited by the previous owner, but I swapped out the speakers and everything. There wasn't speakers in the rear at all when I first got the car. So the headliner, I don't know if you can see that, but the headliner's sagging pretty bad. So probably just gonna rip that out entirely. There's a couple of rust spots like here and here, mainly around the top, and then around the sides right here. So that's on the list of things to do. But right now it's just kind of in the process of getting cleaned up. I popped the hood for a reason. So this is the engine bay. I actually just cleaned it up a little bit the other day. Still has the Beehive oil cooler that came on some first gens. Other first gens luckily had a front mount, but for whatever reason the 83 has a Beehive. It's alright, it works okay. The only issue that I have with this car, let me put up the hood. The only issue that I have is that this is my only working oil pressure gauge at the moment. The previous owner wired this in. It's just a mechanical gauge run to the sending unit, or where the sending unit was for OEM. So I have a nice oil pressure gauge that I plan on putting in once I get my Racing Beat oil pressure sandwich plate. But that hasn't been ordered yet. It's on my list. Probably going to order it here in the next couple days. Ordered all new radiator hoses, Mishimoto thermostat adapter, ordering a new radiator, probably from Champion, but I might go eBay just because I've heard so many good reviews on the eBay ones for these cars that might as well save some money where I can. So I'm probably going to, once I wire in the aftermarket gauge, just for shits and giggles, I'm probably going to order a single gauge pod for this and do an external gauge right here. I just got to figure out how I'm going to run this line, but I think it would be really cool if I ran the external gauge, or I think it would be really cool. You might think it's the dumbest fucking thing you've ever heard, but you know, whatever, it doesn't matter, it's my car, so I'm going to do what I want. It would be funny when someone comes and doesn't like me and cuts the oil feed line to the gauge and I don't realize, and I go driving and spray my whole windshield with oil. But yeah, I mean, it's got a Racing Beat carb hat and filter. That doesn't really matter, but it has Racing Beat exhaust headers, straight pipe to a Racing Beat muffler. Still has AC, which is a blessing in Florida. So, you know, I lucked out there. Got the car for a little bit more money than I wanted to spend, but since this is my second RX-7, I had another 83 2 years ago, and it was an amazing car, and I regret selling it every day. It had, I think 47,000 miles on it when I bought it, original, from the original owner, but whatever, that's a story for another day. I just took off this small bumper right down here and hit it with some primer filler just because it was torn to shit from, like, literally anything. Just driving down the road would like nick it up. Rocks were chipping it up real bad, so it doesn't match the primer of the car very well, but you know, it doesn't really matter too much. Planning on removing the side trim because I've always wanted to and I don't like it, but other than that, you know, it is what it is. I like my slap stickers. These wheels will be changing by the end of the week. I ordered some Federal 595s to go on my old school Enkeis over here. So they're in great shape. I got an amazing deal on them from a friend. So this is my shop, by the way. I'm sure I'll get to that in another video. But I ordered some 595s. They're tiny, tiny. But those wheels are 13 by 5.5. So, you know, it is what it is. The tires were super cheap just because they're so small, even though it was a pain in the ass to find 13s. This was like really the only size 185/60 13. I wanted to run 195/50 13. Couldn't find them. So this is what I got. For some reason, they shipped them in sets of 2s from the same place at the same time. These showed up today, and the other 2 are still in Philadelphia where they shipped from. So I don't understand that. But it doesn't matter. I can't get them mounted today anyway, so as much as I wanted to. So I'm going to wash this and then might do a few more things. Make those block off plates for the tombstone. Probably put those, what's left of the louvers on. And yeah, go from there.